Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I got a video today that I'm actually really excited to do, and it's one that we've actually teamed up with a manufacturer that some of you guys who have maybe been around know a little bit about. It is a company called Koken, and it is a Japanese company. So they build Japanese specific tools, and they are still a small company, still growing as it is. So that being said, they sent us out this little set here of tools, and so we're going to call this our little Japanese Koken tool run, and we'll show you guys what they sent and why you might be interested. Alright guys, let's take a look and dive in. Here is, especially for you guys, if you ever needed support, this is good to know. Their website, their email, and their phone number if you have any problems. I appreciate them going the extra mile to make sure that their customers are happy with their experience. They also sent this 2025 calendar year planner. I do like here towards the back, they give a little cross-reference for thread head bolts and data. That's pretty cool. And apparently they have a professional racing team in Super Formula. So, pretty cool. Well, at least they sponsor them. So that's pretty cool. Alright, now into the meat and potatoes. We're going to dive into all of these items here. Since we got this in front of us here, we'll start with this first. This is going to be your EVA foam tray set of your 3/8 drive extensions. And we'll flip this over on the back, hopefully not lose all the tools. We did. Great. And this is going to be your part number for the wobble fix extension bar set. Now this EVA foam tray set is really nice. Obviously you got black and green. Just medium density foam. But this is nice if you're going to put it inside your toolbox. It'll hold everything together well. It could be a little bit tighter. And they did do a stamp here, which is kind of nice to show their name. No labeling on here for any of these. But we'll go ahead and pull some of these out. And there's each of the part numbers. They're all stamped, which is great. So they're all stamped. And they keep them actually pretty thin in the profile. We'll do a little comparison here, but just a standard one you pick up. This is a Harbor Freight one. But the next stays thinner. And then we'll talk about this head here in a different, as well as this end. Actually, let's compare them here too. So chrome versus this like nickel satin chrome. Got your detents inside there. Nice chamfering. And then on the end here, this is what I actually really appreciate, is there's some nice knurling. It's not overly aggressive where it's going to cut into your skin, but it is nice. It's got knurling, and it's got stop points where you can actually still get your finger gripped inside of there. So if you guys are ever trying to thread down a fastener by hand or remove it, this is nice to have, especially because you don't have to go and do this knurling down here, which is thinner, a little bit harder to grab, and it's not as pronounced. You're up here, especially if it's hooked out to your ratchet, and you're trying to turn this. That's just too smooth, and it reach down here is even harder. So the ergonomics of this help that if you're on a fastener and you want to turn it, guess what? That just instantly turns into a thumb wheel. That's such a genius idea. I don't know why nobody else does that. Maybe there's a patent on it. But the fact that you could do that so easy off of just right off the head, and you go right back to ratcheting. Like, oh, it's getting too loose. Come back. Very easily do it that way. So I love that. That's such a great idea for extensions. Okay. Now we go down to the business end. This is where you engage into your sockets. This portion allows you to maneuver in two ways. Let's see the detent on here. That's good. Good positive. Now, most of us are used to say something like this. This is just your traditional extension. So you engage like so, it's on, it holds, it stays in place. Or maybe some of us are used to, say, a wobble. And that's what this is. This is a partial wobble, which allows you to get a good amount of degree. Right? That's how much head. So if you're in a tight spot, that gives you a lot of head clearance. But then it's dual action in that you just push it all the way in. And guess what? Now it locks in straight, and it's not going to wobble out. Because that's the other challenge with wobbles, is you try to get on something, and then you're trying to turn it. It wants to miss or bind or cause problems. Push it all the way in. Locks in place. Best of both worlds. I will say this as a caveat, though. Because of that technology that they utilize there, there is less mass in that cross-sectional area. So we can measure that real quick. But cross-sectional wise, and this is just a rough, you don't have to hold this to it, guys. We'll just say 9.3 millimeters versus 7.2. So you're giving up 2 mil in the neck here, which if you're really going to ratchet hard on these, you know, you may want to choose one or the other if you can find out what it is. But if it's not, if it's regular use to mildly heavy use, that's fine too. This will do just fine. It'll hold up great. But it's nice having both those technologies. Especially, let's say, you know, if it is a hard fastener, but you know you got to get on it first. It's in a weird spot. I always do this. I'll be like trying to get it down there on it. All right, cool, I'm on it. Then push, and then get my ratchet in a spot. And then you can really bear down on it. Then you're fine. So if you transition from one to the other, I'd say you're just fine. You're just as strong as running a traditional one. So, super cool. So this is going to be your, let's see if you guys can see it there. It's about a 5-incher on that one. Then you go up a little bit larger. Same idea. There's your part number. And this one's going to come in at about 6 inches. You go a little bit shorter here. Again, made in Japan. There's your part number. All these just these different sizes. But finish quality is just excellent on all these. And if you want really shorty, that's nice too, because you could just really shrink her down. Super stubby. I like this guy. Even you get like just a quarter or half of the knurling on this. There's your part number, Koken roll stamped in there. All that jazz. And that's nice if you want to stay nice and short and stubby. And then you get your longer ones, your 10 and your 12 inchers. Again, much the same. Great knurling. Kind of narrow neck all the way down. And I like that too because you get in tighter places. But both look extremely nice. So there you go, guys. There's the rundown. 7-piece set that gives you a plentitude of options when you're trying to use these on your ratchets. All right, that's the first one out of the way. Next up is the Koken ratchet they sent us. This is their obviously reversible ratchet made in Japan, and they have to put the part numbers on the end. 3726Z flexible ratchet reverse. And these are the Koken Z series. Now there's the older series, and those are a little clunkier. It's the Z series. That's the new one that is really essentially all the craze. Everyone likes these, and this is it. You can see here. Sorry guys, get it focus. 3726Z. It's got like a plasticky, you can kind of see a handle here. I did dip one of my other ones. I think long term these kind of get beat up a little bit. They're not like they're going to fall apart, but they don't resist abrasion as well as some other things. But they're plenty comfortable and ergonomic. Now this one comes in at 7 inches from head to tail. And for you guys who want dimensions on the head, depth is 14. Width is 27. It has a pawl on the bottom, but then it has a rocking pawl on the top. And I've done a video on it before. Let me know if you guys want me to do a video again. In order to save time for the rest of this, I probably won't do it right here now in this video to show you how that pawl system works. But it is effortless and smooth. You can actually hear it on this guy too. This guy is just, he's the easiest, super smooth to use. So, great stuff. As far as back drag, these are the best when it comes to the least amount of back drag on their wrenches. So, superb. Excellent. This one probably needs a little bit of oil. Maybe I'll do another video later and dive into these and let you guys see it. They actually do a pressed pin, as you see here on the sides. And that's to make sure it stays nice and tight. It's got a nice little taper to it too. Probably give it a little bit more surface area in there, I'm guessing, to withstand. And then it's got one single detent. And some people love that, some people hate it. But it lets you know where home is. It's not super strong either. I almost wish there was another detent, maybe at 15 degrees. in either direction. That's about where I typically use these. But chrome is great. Head is great. Selector, great. Everything about these Kokens are great. So if you don't have one, I would say jump into it. Definitely get the Z series. That is the new Paul technology. I think it came out in, sometime after 2020, 2021, 2022, I think. Feel free to correct me, guys, but that is, it's awesome. It's great, and then if you don't own one, you should. All right, next up, let's take a look at this guy. This is part number 3772Z. Now, what's unique about this is it's basically a dual wobble. And they've also used this kind of like I want to say it's hexagon shaped inside there. There's the pin type, and this is the one that allows you to get more rotation, but also more material on the sides. So these actually hold a better long term. But overall fit and finish on it is great. So let's show you guys real quick kind of what that looks like. So what it does is it increases your effective range, whereas you'd normally only be able to go this far with a wobble without really doing any damage to it and binding it up. Now you're able to bend it twice as far, guys, and you're able to get all that usable space without it binding as bad. Like it's a great idea. These are fairly expensive, and I'll put links, guys, to all of these down in the description below. That way you guys could find for yourself and pick out what you like, because Koken as a whole, pricing wise, they're aggressive. I mean, because granted, you're paying for Japanese quality tools. These aren't like the bottom or the rung. These are some of the best tools that come out of Japan, hands down. But their pricing is so like on par with, like, I'd say, between high-end store to medium to low tool truck. Honestly, it's not that expensive to get into this stuff, so definitely worth the look. But yeah, super cool little wobble extension, and I'll definitely be using this. All right, sockets. So you'll see here, there's two sets of sockets. We'll start with this one first. It comes in really great packaging here too. As you guys see here, this is their part number for it. Of course, made in Japan. And it comes with a rail as well. Now, we'll note that during shipment, these little plastic retainers popped off. But these are a lot the same as I think even Harbor Freight has a similar tray or rail that you could steal these from. So if you could find another rail piece and throw it on there, you're just fine. But sometimes things get beat up a little bit coming out here to my neck of the woods. But let's take a look at one of these sockets. And it is magnetic as well. Oh, it's actually nice too. They have their little logo on the end down here. So it's aluminum, and then they have, looks like this is just laser etched on their Koken. So you guys could see that on the end. So it locks right into place. And here is a 13 mil. But very, very thin, very light. And actually take the time to polish this. You can see the natural finish here. That nickel chrome satin look. And then we'll zoom in here for you guys. Koken 13. There's your individual part number, made in Japan. And there you go. The chroming goes all the way through. And looks good. One of the larger end for you as well, 19. So this set goes 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So it only skips the 9. But there you have it. I love that they still roll stamp. I love that they finish this nice and smooth and flat. Because, let's be honest, when you're getting on a fastener, you may have limited dimensions around you to get in there. And this keeps it nice and thin-walled all the way around. So it's a minimalistic and, well, look at this very short, stubby socket set. Look at that fitment, nice and tight on there too. Well, that's great. Let's go ahead and just check fitment of the 12. 12 has a nice little taper down to it. Nice fitment. Yeah, it fits on there great. And then on the smallest end of the spectrum, I mean, look at this little guy. 7 mil. That's just enough to get on the fastener. So, yeah, if you like low profile, this is a nice, we'll put on this wrench. Nice little low profile 3/8 drive socket set. Okay, last one on the bunch is this Koken set. You can see the part number up there. Again, same sizing. Only skips you're going to see is going to be at the 9mm. And again, nice packaging. High performance tools of convincing quality. Now these ones are going to come on a steel rail. And these are going to be more of your standard sized ones. Standard depth. Take a look at the 12. So what's unique about these, once you take a peek at them here, there's Koken, 12mm stamped. There's your parts, made in Japan. You notice that there's a spring up here. We'll zoom in for you guys to see that. There's a ball on this side and a ball on that side. And it's just a simple technology. This spring is just sprung all the way around the outside. It does stay below here, so as you get on a fastener, you're not going to get it bound up on there and pop it off. At least not easily. But it allows you to grab onto a fastener like so. We'll leave the ball. Let's see this side right here. We'll watch it as it comes in. You just saw it push it open. And now it holds it in place. Alright, it took that much strength to pop it off, which I'm glad it came off because you don't want it to hold on too tight. But that's the idea, is you put a fastener on there, and you're going to go in somewhere to thread it into place and run it. That's the way to do it. You want it to be able to hold on while you're getting ready to start a thread. Or when you finish with it. Let's say you're pulling it off and you realize if it falls down, it's going to go somewhere you're not going to get it out. Well, guess what? It comes out, it's going to stay on the end there until you pull it off. So that's actually pretty nice. It's not too overly tight. Let's test another one just to make sure. Actually, this one doesn't go all the way down to 7. It just goes down to 8 on it. We'll let you guys get a rundown of them as we cruise through. See the progression. All right, let's check out this 19 I got here. Again, the same idea. Put it on there. That's actually a heavy one. A little wobbling, it'll come off, but it's strong enough it'll hold it in place. You wobble it though, it will come out. So it's not over the top. I mean, that's probably part and due to these being like little ball bearings. They're gonna roll on the spring inside here to allow it to slide in and slide out with ease. Now, I've seen a lot of people talk about these, and it's been very positive reviews that I've seen. People like them a lot, and they use them on the regular because of that feature, because you don't have to worry about it not fastening tightly to the fastener that you're using. I wish they'd curl the edges on the tray. These might slide off if you let them off, but that's my only gripe. I mean, the trays, I wish these were maybe steel instead of plastic for these that are breaking, but I mean, I could fix those. It's not that big of a deal. But all in all, Koken has done a really good job with their tools, from sockets to extensions to ratchets, and even these cool little of their own little style wobbles. I think they've done a great job, and it's exciting to see them sell more in the North American industry, because I think we've been needing tools like this, and you know, it's great that they're bringing some technologies, even in the ratchet heads, that are just far superior to what's already existed. And it's neat to think that a smaller company outside of the U.S. and Japan on an island is coming up with these cool tools. So I'm glad they're doing it, and I'm glad to support companies like this that are willing to advance these technologies and give us a better tool, but also not price gouge us at the same time. It's definitely refreshing to see that, and yeah, I think Koken's a good company. I think they're a great company, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. What has your experience been with Koken? Have they been something that you would recommend to a friend or a coworker, or do you prefer something else? I'd love to hear it. We're all ears, so please put your suggestions and your comments down in the comment section below. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you soon.